This may look like the ambush and kidnap of one of our national icons.
Just hold on a sec.
But without human intervention, this species may be in serious trouble. Koalas in Gunnedah are the lucky ones. A couple of decades ago, local farmers like John Lemon planted thousands of trees to fight salinity.
With a bit of help, I've planted nearly every tree down there, and I made sure that they were koala friendly as well.
Gunnedah is now known as the koala capital of the world. But habitat loss remains their greatest threat. So, this tree's in the middle of nowhere. Where's this koala come from?
It's walked across the paddock through the grass to get into this tree. And what's surprising is they don't mind crossing a kilometre of paddock or even two to cross to a line of trees on the other side.
Wow.
Remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah. By tracking the koalas to see which trees they prefer,
Bloody thing bit me.
Dr. Dan Lunny hopes to provide critical data for future plantings. So what do these collars do?
Inside the collar, we've got a global positioning system, and in the global positioning system, we've got a recorder, and it tells us where the koala is every 4 hours, 24 hours a day for the next 6 months. It's energetically expensive to walk across a paddock. It's dangerous to walk across an area where there could be dogs or across the road where there's cars.
So why do they? In a koala's world, a leaf is not a leaf. Some trees are good for eating, others have high moisture content, and bushier trees provide shade on a hot day. Finding out which trees koalas use at night is crucial because this is when they select trees for eating and when they're most often fatally injured.
This is a river red gum, and this one is only 10 years old, which is remarkable. And we know it's a koala tree because we've been able to track it to here, scratch marks, and the other line of evidence is a distinctive koala dropping.
That's solid evidence. Dan now has 2 years' worth of data to help guide future plantings. There you go, mate. But his biggest insight into koala survival took him completely by surprise. Yeah, I got it.
In 2009, it was a very dry year. There was a heat wave in November, followed by another heat wave in December.
For about 8 days, the temperatures were well and truly above 35 degrees centigrade, and the radiant heat from the ground was just horrific. Almost every koala was on the ground at the base of the tree, just exhausted. We came across a koala that we misted it, and the poor little thing just stuck its claws into the back of my hand to make sure that I wouldn't take the water away.
So we think the heat wave killed about a quarter of the koalas in Gunnedah in a couple of weeks.
Koalas get most of their moisture from the gum leaves that they eat. So as heat waves increase in duration and frequency due to climate change, koalas are going to find it more difficult to survive. But there's another battle looming. Dr. Ian Wallace has been looking at why koalas prefer some gum leaves over others.
They're an extremely poor food source, extremely poor. They've got very low concentrations of nutrients in them, and that's matched with high concentrations of toxin. What we're doing here is we're mimicking what's happening in the koala. We've got the leaf in the bag and we've got digestive enzymes in the 2 beakers, and we're looking at how many nutrients the koala would get from the sample of leaves.
Nutrient and toxin levels vary greatly between trees, revealing why koalas are such fussy eaters. Climate change will make them even fussier. As carbon dioxide levels increase in the atmosphere, koalas are going to find that their food gets less nutritious and more toxic. Plants use a protein called rubisco to collect carbon dioxide. With more and more carbon dioxide available, those protein levels are expected to drop.
So that means the nutrient concentration is going to go down in the leaves, but at the same time, the toxin concentration is going to go up. We've done experiments where we do push up the CO2 concentrations, and what happens is that the carbon-based defences, like tannins, increase in concentration. And both of these things are bad for koalas.
They will have to be more selective about which leaves they choose from which trees. They'll have to walk more often. The more often they walk, the more exposed they are to predation for dogs being hit by cars.
It's a frightening future for koalas, but with better placement of more nutritious trees, koalas may have a hope. This is Kate. She's a mummy koala and she quite literally has the next generation in her pouch. But that's a future that we hold in our hands. Good luck.